Does managing your family's money ever just feel chaotic? You've got bills coming in, you're trying to save, and then bam, a surprise expense. It's a feeling we all know. But what if I told you that the world's most successful companies have a secret framework that could bring order and real strategy to your personal finances? A playbook straight from the boardroom.
Ha! Spensworth. That probably sounds familiar, right? In almost every family, you've got this classic dynamic. You've got the spender, and you've got the saver. One person who's all about enjoying the here and now, and another who's trying to squirrel away every last penny. It's such a common source of stress and arguments about money.
But what if that whole spender versus saver debate is actually missing the entire point? What if that tug of war isn't the real game at all? The truth is, when we focus on that, we're overlooking a much more powerful way to build wealth. It's time for a completely new playbook.
So let's start with a really big shift in thinking. Your family isn't just a household, it's a business. Let's call it Family Incorporated. And every single successful business needs a chief financial officer, a CFO, to guide its big decisions. And that CFO? Yeah, that's you. And look, this isn't just a cute metaphor. It's a really practical framework. It means recognizing that every day, when you go to work, manage your home, and try to grow your savings, you're not just doing chores. You are actively managing two interconnected businesses, even if you don't quite realize it yet.
So what are these two businesses that are quietly running at the heart of your family Inc? Let's break them down, because just recognizing them is the very first step to unlocking your true financial potential.
Okay, so first up, you have your labor business. Think of this as your ability to work and earn a paycheck. It's a finite resource. There's only so much time you have to work. Your job is to harvest it for cash. On the other side, you have your asset management business. This is where you take all that money you've earned and you put it to work, growing it over time. And here's the key. These two are completely linked. One literally funds the other.
And that, right there, is the core of the Family Inc. model. You're not just budgeting anymore. You're applying the same proven principles that guide massive corporations. Things like asset management, risk control, strategic planning. This is a complete shift in mindset, from just paying the bills to actively managing your family's entire financial enterprise.
All right, so as the CFO, you have to know what your most valuable asset is. What do you think it is? I can pretty much guarantee it's not the number in your bank account or what's in your 401k. Nope, it's something way bigger.
Okay, this is the big one. Your single most valuable asset is your future labor. It's the grand total of every paycheck you have yet to earn. Now, this is a concept you basically never hear about on Wall Street, but once you really get it, man, it changes absolutely everything.
So what's the grand strategy for the family CFO? It's actually pretty simple. Your primary job is to manage the systematic conversion of your temporary finite labor asset into a lasting and potentially infinite financial asset. That is the roadmap to true financial independence.
So this means your real net worth, what we'll call your Family Inc. net worth, is a combo of three things. First, the total value of all those future paychecks. Second, your future Social Security benefits. And then, the part we always focus on, your financial assets like savings and investments, minus any debt you have.
And this timeline just shows you exactly how that journey plays out. Look at age 25. Even if you have $0 in the bank, you're technically a millionaire because of the massive value of your future labor. Now, fast forward to 40. You've spent some of that labor and you've converted it into real financial assets. And the ultimate goal? By retirement, you've fully converted that temporary labor asset into a permanent financial machine that can support you for the rest of your life.
Okay, so that's the big picture strategy. Now let's get into the nitty-gritty. Let's open up the playbook. What does being the family CFO actually look like day to day?
And whoa, this role is huge. It goes way beyond just balancing a checkbook. As you can see, you're managing everything from insurance and career decisions to investments and even teaching the next generation about money. You are the central decision maker for the entire enterprise.
And this is exactly why the Family Inc. framework is such a game changer. It shows how most traditional investment advice is just fundamentally flawed. It's because it only looks at the very tip of your financial iceberg and it completely ignores the massive foundation of wealth that's sitting right below the surface. This is how most financial advisors see your world. They look only at your financial assets and they recommend what looks like a balanced portfolio of stocks, bonds, real estate, whatever. It seems reasonable, but honestly, it's like a ship's captain trying to navigate with only a tiny fraction of the map. But when you, the family CFO,
look at the whole picture, this is what you see. For a typical 40-year-old, that massive labor asset, which acts a lot like a super stable bond, is over 80% of your total net worth. All of a sudden, your stock portfolio looks like a tiny slice of a much, much bigger and much more stable pie.
And realizing this completely changes how you think about risk. Since the vast majority of your net worth is stable and bond-like, it means you can actually afford to be more aggressive with that smaller slice of financial assets. You can invest for long-term growth with so much more confidence because you now realize you're far more diversified than you ever thought.
So here's the bottom line. You are the CFO of your family. And this isn't just some clever idea. It's a powerful new operating system for your financial life. The time-tested principles of corporate finance apply just as much to your kitchen table as they do to the boardroom. So, the board meeting for Family Incorporated is now in session. What's your first move?